At 37, I can't just dive straight into snatches like I did in my 20s. So when I walk into the gym, I already know I've got a full session ahead of me, which is why warming up is part of the workout. I'll start a few minutes on the bike, not getting too sweaty, just to get blood moving around and joints loosened. That little bit of circulation makes a huge difference once the barbell is in the hand. Then it's onto the floor for some mobility and activation. I'll roll up my hips, I'll open up my back, and then move into some targeted work for my knees. I really like these leg extensions. Isometrics and slow eccentrics have been a game changer for me. Years ago, I ignored stuff like this, and I paid for it in aches and just wouldn't go away. Now I build it in my knees, can actually feel strong when I squat and pull. Once that's done, shoes go on, mentality, that's the flip of the switch. I'm ready to get under the bar. Next, I'll fire up the knees and hips with some bodyweight hops. They're simple, but they wake up the joints and remind my body to stay springy. Olympic lifting is all about speed and elasticity. You cannot be stiff and expect the bar to move fast. From there, it's straight into the empty barbell work. This is where I groove the snatch pattern. Speed under the bar, quick elbows, balance in the catch. 10 years ago, I'd rush this and I'd call it boring. Now I treat it like the gold it is. If my bar path is clean and my timing feels sharp here, the heavy lifts will fall into place. Now that I'm warmed up, it's time for the main snatch complex. Power snatch into a snatch balance. I love this combo because it gives me both speed and stability in the same set. The power snatch keeps me honest. I can't muscle it up. I have to be aggressive with the pull and fast under the bar. If I'm lazy, the lift just won't happen. That's a great gut check early in the session. The snatch balance, on the other hand, builds pure confidence overhead. Driving the bar down and catching it strong forces me to stay sharp in the bottom. And honestly, at this stage of my career, it's one of the best tools I have to keep my shoulders stable and my bottom position solid without loading the pole too heavily. What I like most is how the two movements feed off each other. The power snatch primes my speed, and the snatch balance reminds me to finish stable. Together, they give me everything I need for the full snatch. I'll push these complexes heavy enough to challenge me, then back off for speed work. Years ago, I would have treated every set like this as a max attempt. Now, at 37, and after a decade plus of competitive weightlifting, I'm smarter. I want crisp reps that build momentum week to week. That's what keeps me progressing while still recovering enough to train tomorrow. Even if I miss a rep, if it's clean, I'll go after another one. But I never want to force things that aren't there on that day. After snatches, I move into clean and jerks. Today is a hang clean plus a jerk complex. The hang keeps the pull shorter, so I have to be precise. There's no room for drifting or losing tension. That makes me stay connected to the bar and really use my legs in the drive phase. Right after, I roll straight into the jerk. This combo forces me to stay sharp because the clean taxes my legs and the jerk demands I still drive vertically and lock out strong. It's as much about composure under fatigue as it is about strength, and it matches the sport specificity because we are clean and jerk athletes. In my 20s, cleans were the lift I just grind. I wanted the heaviest number possible even if the reps were ugly. Now I see the long game. It's about rhythm, posture, and consistency. If every clean looks the same, I know I'm building a base that will last. The jerk is the same story. Years ago, I let my legs beat up my shoulders. Now I think about the jerk as pure leg drive. If I move vertically and stay aggressive, I can make the lockout feel easy. That's the mindset shift that keeps me going and keeps me progressing late into my 30s without wrecking my joints. Complexes like this keep me honest. They're heavy enough to push me, tactical enough to demand focus, and structured in a way that builds both strength and confidence over time. When I get to the platform, it won't be about luck. It'll be about the hundreds of consistent reps just like these. From there, I'll hit some snatch deadlifts. These build raw pulling strength, and I don't treat them like a grind. My focus is on posture, speed off the floor, keeping positions crisp, but yeah, I'll still train hard as long as I can maintain those things. And of course, I'm gonna be doing some flexing in between because while we are serious, we should also have some fun. I find if you can't enjoy the process, you won't last long and really get strong. I'll always finish with accessories. Assisted Nordic curls here to protect the hamstrings and strict pull-ups to keep the upper back solid. These smaller pieces are what keep me healthy and able to train hard year after year. So that's one of my training days. Nothing fancy. A lot of the complexes are tailored to my weaknesses and really the relationship to the snatch and the clean and jerk for the sport. A lot of accessories there and basic strength work to keep me healthy and moving and progressing, as I find later in my career, the stronger I can get and the more work I can do towards that over the long run in my 30s, 40s, I'll be able to maintain or even gain my top ends in this sport. I'm about 12 to 13 weeks right now out from a Masters meet, the Cohen meet at the end of the year. A few of my clients are also doing it, so this is the structure that I usually use with my Masters lifters. If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, wherever, and you're curious about the sport of Olympic weightlifting as a Masters, this is just a snapshot of what you could expect. Obviously, the programs are all dependent on the weaknesses, the goals. As Masters weightlifters, we usually come into this sport, or we've been in the sport with different weaknesses, with different limitations. So a lot of that we have to adjust to the athlete, to the situation, and just to where we're at in the training cycle. So if you want to hear more about my process or want to hop on a call with me about coaching or exploring how you can get more into Masters weightlifting at any level, click the links below, schedule a call with me. I look forward to talking with you.